Namaskar, friends. Dr. Jaynarayan Vyas here for your channel, Global Crossroads. I'm going to place before you, like a doubting Thomas, some questions. Questions which you should have been asking, and questions which must be bugging your mind as well. Yes, from the visual on your screen, you have very correctly guessed the questions will be on the agitation called Cockroach. Because I believe that the duty of journalism is not to supply answers where evidence is lacking. So I'll not make those allegations where I don't have an evidence, but to ask the questions others hesitate to ask, so that transparency is brought into what you're talking about. Keeping that in mind, I would ask your first question. Don't you see a familiar script in this agitation? Are you not puzzled by the spectacular rise the cockroach movement has captured? The national imagination, within weeks, is transformed from an obscure event into a national and international media happening thing. That's the first issue that seems to me little problematic. Secondly, such a rapid growth may well recollect genuine public anger, no doubt about it. History teaches us that successful political campaigns, whether spontaneous or carefully organized, often rely on disciplined communication, strong networks, and effective strategy. Therefore, all my questions are addressed keeping these issues at the center. This episode does not claim a conspiracy. It simply asks questions that deserve answers, that deserve answers from the public at large, who has a right to know before they come to any conclusion, so that they can make informed decisions, either way, support or oppose this movement. Many observers find a familiar script in this agitation. They cannot help recalling the Anna Hazare movement at Delhi's Ramlila Maidan. Both movements projected themselves as non-political, appealed directly to citizens, relied heavily on symbolism, attracted extraordinary media attention, and rapidly became national talking points. History need not repeat itself to offer useful compromises, as well as some they can give solutions to any agitation. But history provides us definitely with comparisons. The Anna movement eventually reshaped the Indian politics and gave birth to a new political alignment. It is that movement which later date, one of the pillars behind it, Shanti Bhushan, said that this was supported by Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and the Bharatiya Janata Party to dislodge Congress from the power, which they alone, directly going to the public, would not have done. So this was a ploy and successfully it worked. Anna Hazare disappeared thereafter, rarely to be found. The Lokayukt he was touting about nowhere exists. The transparency in administration he was talking about, the honesty he was talking about, nobody sees. On the contrary, the waters have become more murkier. Therefore, the next question is about Mr. Abhishek Dipke. Who is this gentleman? Abhijeet Dipke. Who is he? From where has he come? Like cockroach, in which corner or within a gutter path he was hiding himself so many days. Why it is that he arrived in this country and right at the airport, the police offered all the cooperation on the platter and he was permitted to visit Janata Mantar. All the permissions were cleared in a jiffy. Compare this with Sonam Wangchuk march from Ladakh to Mahatma Gandhi Samadhi at Rajghat. He was not permitted to reach there. He was arrested and sent to a jail. This time, Wangchuk is there. He went on indefinite fast and a judicial court rightly observed that no human life should be sacrificed unnecessarily. And therefore he was lifted up. Again, it was a coincidence in the history that he was taken to Medanta Hospital, where Anna Hazare was also taken. Anna Hazare was also lifted away in the middle of his path. Why this similarity? Herbert Spencer says history repeats itself. Is the history repeating? But then, who is the director behind this whole drama? Eventually, friends, the important questions are rarely discussed. Who finances this movement? Who manages the nationwide communication? Who built such an effective organizational structure in so little a time? Transparency strengthens credibility. But transparency is at a discount as far as Cockroach is concerned. Cockroach itself is not a transparent creation, as you would see from the picture which is there on your screen. Sonam Wangchuk equally, and the political symbolism. His fast, his admission to Medanta Hospital, and the public response demonstrated once again the enduring emotional power of Gandhian protests. Peaceful fasting has shaped Indian politics for decades. Whether consciously or unconsciously, today's movements continue to employ symbols that resonate deeply with public opinion and that touch their emotional core. That observation is not criticism. It is a political reality. So Sonam Wangchuk's going on fast, permitting to reach the place where he went on indefinite fast, is that also a stage managed thing. Because when he wanted to peacefully go to Gandhi Samadhi, that historic march from Ladakh to Rajghat, middle of the way he was lifted up and sent to the jail. Why this time he reached Jantar Mantar and is permitted this indefinite fast? Not only that, the government is so kind that all the care is being taken. Then meetings behind closed doors. We see the representatives of the Cockroach meeting JP Nadda. Two representatives, one Mr. Das and his friend, met Mr. Nadda. And JP Nadda says that they asked for the appointment. We have not called them. But then they come out of the meeting. No, everything is under the veil of secret. What was discussed? What were the main issues? What were their demands? What was Nadda's response? What do they expect from government? At least what they did could have been told to the press. That was not done. What they are going to do further, I can understand that they can say that our group will consider it and at appropriate time we will declare it. But what transpired between them and JP Nadda? Why it is kept under a veil of secret? And the next question is that are they meeting similarly other political parties also? Because transparency matters, friends. Who requested these meetings? As Nadda said, the Cockroach requested for this meeting. What issues were discussed? What was the memorandum they handed over to JP Nadda? What was written in it? And why the memorandum was not released to the press? As I told, whether similar meetings were held with other political parties as well. All these issues deserve answers. These are serious questions deserving serious answers. Then Congress joins the bandwagon. As public support expanded, sections of the Congress also appeared eager to endorse the movement. And there is nothing wrong for a political party to join forces which are trying to corner and challenge the ruling party. So obviously, Congress found a ready, cooked opportunity served to them on a golden platter. Again, this is hardly unusual. Political parties often embrace successful public campaigns once they gather momentum. Till then, they keep a vigilant eye on them. The more interesting question is whether the movement is influencing political parties or political parties are beginning to influence the movement. History offers examples of both. The timing in question is also a major issue. Uttar Pradesh is going to face elections, assembly elections. As it is, they have problems. And that time, the Ram Mandir Chadhava Gotala and other Gotalas of the offerings to the temples were gaining a severe criticism and momentum. That was becoming a really headache. for the Uttar Pradesh government and also for Delhi. Because Ram Mandir always was, everything was owned up by Mr. Modi. He performed the Bhumi Pujan. Shilanyas was made by him and the RSS chief, Bhagwatji. Narendra Bhai also performed the installation of idols, puja and the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, the Dvajadand Arohan ceremony. Everywhere in focus was the Prime Minister. And therefore, whether it is Champat Rai or anybody else, huge money involved in this Gotala definitely would make tremors in Uttar Pradesh. And people may be guided with that. So is this a moment to divert public attention from Ram Mandir, Charawa, Gotala and similar things to something less damaging an issue? An issue which can be spread so thin all over the country that it doesn't become a headache for the Uttar Pradesh election alone. In the background goes Ram Mandir. The biggest question still is who benefits? Experienced political analysts ask one question. Whenever a major movement suddenly dominates national discourse, the moot question is who benefits out of it? Does it weaken any political party, especially the ruling party? Strengthen another, especially the opposition parties? Change the national narrative? Influence upcoming elections? Questions are not accusations. They are the beginning of the investigation. Perhaps the greatest unanswered question is whether powerful political organizations, whether from the ruling establishment, the opposition, or entirely different networks, have played any role beyond what is publicly known. Who is behind this movement? Who finances it? Where from the organizational strength comes? All of a sudden, how so many participants, youth, flocks around Janata Mantar, and they then march to parliament. And the Aam Aadmi Party leaders like Somnath ji, they are in the forefront. क्या है ये सब? Congress announces Prime Minister के residence को हम घेराव करेंगे. Incidentally, yesterday was the birthday of the Congress Party President Shriman Kharge ji. So Congress now also has jumped on the bandwagon. So what is it? Who is behind it? Who is funding it? Where is the organizational structure? Abhijeet Dipke and Sonam Wangchuk, according to me, right now, are they in control of the movement? Apparently, it appears. Apparently, the answer is no. The movement is going out of their control. It might grow, it might die out, but it will not be because of Abhijeet Dipke or Sonam Wangchuk. It has already gone out of their hands. So, what will happen? But one lesson from Indian democracy remains timeless, powerful. And that question is, or the lesson is, powerful public movements deserve administration, admiration, and scrutiny. Administration भी चाहिए. कौन administer कर रहा है उसको? It also deserves admiration if it is espousing the public cause, and also scrutiny. What is it? Who is behind this? What was the motive? क्यों ये movement हो रहा है? क्या है इसके पीछे? All these questions will have to be answered. And the history indefinitely cannot put everything under the cloud and a shroud of mystery. At one point of time, some Shanti Bhushan will surface who was part of the movement and say that these were the people, these were the forces which guided this movement. Our intention was this, and unfortunately, things happening. The outcome, as it brought BJP to the power, the award objective was to transparent governance, lesser corruption, Lokayukta, justice speeded up, so on and so forth. Exactly reverse has happened. So Shanti Bhushan came out and said in his frustration. Similarly, indefinitely these questions cannot remain unanswered. Someday, these questions will be answered. Someday, the public will know who was behind this movement and what was the real motive. Why Abhijeet Dipke descended down on the airport, and at Delhi airport he was given a welcome by the police and given every permission that one needs, which once upon a time Wangchuk was denied. So why Abhijeet Dipke became a VIP arrival? Why he was given a safe passage? Why during agitation yesterday it was noticed that he was arrested, taken away in a police vehicle, and after 2 hours he reappears. Again he is arrested. So was he going for some secret meetings with somebody? These are all the questions which remain unanswered. Wangchuk's role itself is under a cloud of doubt. Abhijeet Dipke needs to be understood more closely. The objective behind this movement and the forces behind this movement are not what they appear on the surface. So what it is, we await the happenings. But your channel, the Global Crossroads, has no axe to grind with anybody. We are neither for nor against. We simply are trying to seek the answers to some of the questions which are thrown out and which do not meet with a normal logic. So we'll continue to ask questions. It is up to you to make assumptions. But definitely, truth may be delayed, but truth cannot be indefinitely kept under a shroud of mystery. It will surface, and the day it surfaces, it will shock everybody, I'm sure. So with this, I conclude, friends, for the day. Thank you so much for being with us. Keep watching the Global Crossroads. And if you find the discussions interesting, I seek your indulgence. Please register. Please also advise your friends to register. If you're abroad, especially out of India, this is the best media which will be discussing important issues. And we are trying to mold it like Bloomberg or BBC or any other credible channel, presenting a dialogue which doesn't allege anybody, which seeks answers to the questions and presents the issues before the viewers without loading them with any kind of opinionated painting or opinionated views. So we stop here. Bye for the time being. Keep watching Global Crossroads. This is Dr. Jaynarayan Vyas, your host. Thank you for watching it. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching the discussion. Thank you very much.